Hello everyone, welcome to Investrance Research. So Investrance Research today is trying to break down something different which could be life changing for a lot of people who are curious and passionate to become rich. So we'll be breaking down why most of the people don't become rich, right? So coming to the point that there are middle class people in this country and there are also rich people. So what is that rich people does differently that a middle class person doesn't do? So this story is based on a book, Rich Dad and Poor Dad, written by Robert Kiyosaki. So let's begin the story of Rich Dad, Poor Dad. So there was one guy named Robert who had two dads. One was rich and one was poor. So his rich dad was his original dad, and his poor dad was actually his friend's dad. So both of them actually taught him concepts of lives, earning money, and other things, which inspired Robert. So let's see what his both the dads taught him. So his original dad, who was a PhD holder and very well educated, told him that money is root of all evil. Right? He always told Robert that if you go behind money, your life will get screwed and other things, other stuff like that, because people have got doomed, looted, etc. So don't go behind money. So he always wanted him to find a stable job, good job which gives him good money, and he always insisted that don't buy expensive things because we can't afford them, right? But his poor dad, who was not that educated and not even finished his 8, he always told him that the lack of money is root of all evil. And he always wanted him to not work for someone but educate him to such an extent that he creates job, right? And he always told him that whatever you want, please find out ways to earn the money so that he gets what he want. So this difference of teaching uh, made Robert's brain, according to his poor dad, means he brainstormed to that extent that he found out ways to earn money, right? So Robert has decided to listen to his friend's dad, which was his poor dad, right? So because this was very much needed, this kind of thinking, so that you earn money, right? So, and why that is important, we'll come to that point. Okay. So what is exactly financial literacy? So all this concept is based on financial literacy. Financial literacy is nothing but two basic concepts of finance, that is assets and liabilities, right? Assets is are the things which gives you money. Liabilities is which takes your money, right? If you have ever seen balance sheet, right? So what does rich people do? Rich people creates assets, right? And what does middle class people do? He keeps on building liabilities. He buys cars, he buys houses. But what does rich people do? Rich people creates assets and earn income from that those assets, and then they spend on liabilities. And their assets keep on increasing because they have spent on their liabilities from the income that came from from that assets. Let me make it more clearer. So coming to the point that financial literacy again. So let me divide it into two classes, sorry, three classes: poor, middle class, and rich. So what is that poor people do? Poor people earn an income and their entire income goes in expenditure, right? So whatever they earn, it is food and other needs, so they have almost nil savings, right? So what does middle class people do? Middle class people earn an income, then they spend on their expenditure like food and basic other needs, and then they spend on liabilities like buying a house, buying a car, then spending on luxurious gadgets, luxurious trips, and etc. But what is that rich people do? Rich people, whenever they get an income, they create more assets from that, and those assets will keep on like a vicious circle. They will keep on giving income to them, and then they will be creating more assets from them. And if they want, they will spend on liabilities like luxury cars, etc. Right? So this is what rich people differently do. So suppose for an example, a poor person is earning $2,000, so he'll just spend $2,000 on his basic needs, food, etc., and he'll be saving nothing. But middle class people, if he earns $6,000, he'll be spending 5,800 on his basic expenditure, that is food, and also the liabilities, that is car, trips, luxurious gadgets, and other things, right? So what does rich people do? Rich people, if they earn $10,000, 8,500 they'll be spending to create their assets, which again will be giving them $1,500 for their basic needs. So again, so their assets are stable and will keep on adding up as the income what they earn from those assets will be spent on their liabilities and luxury, right? So their assets are stable and they never lose their assets, right? But the middle class person creates an assets, and whenever he gets an income, he pays for the liabilities. He pays house EMI, he pays car EMI, he pays his credit card bill for expensive gadgets, etc., right? So there is very less difference between a poor person and a middle class person. Okay, so because both the categories don't really save money, right? So so what you need to do differently, right? So exactly, the shift is from the consumer mentality to a investor mentality. So uh, so thing is that whenever you earn an income, right, in your hand, suppose your salary is say 1 lakh rupees. So there will be a person who will be paying house EMI, say 50,000, 20,000 his car EMI, and rest of the money to his basic needs. So he is saying almost nil. So but a person, what a middle class person who is earning 1 lakh, what he can do is that whenever he is earning, whenever he might have started earning, right? So 1 lakh, he 80,000 if he starts investing, and then that 80,000 monthly will be giving him some kind of return. So that return, if used for spending on luxury like car, house, EMI, etc., that then his 80,000 monthly savings will be becoming as an asset which is earning him money, right? So and also there's one basic concept that house is an asset for middle class, right? But it's actually not. House, until and unless it gives you money, it is not an asset. Okay. If you are earning rent from that particular house, it becomes an asset. But how it becomes a liability? Because entire your life cycle of job you'll be paying the EMI for this house, right? So it becomes an expenditure only. So that is the basic difference you have to come out of, because very less people understand this thing of house and other things, because all the developed countries, USA, etc., doesn't really invest in real estate to that extent. You might have heard a lot of people are under contract and other things. They never on lease, they take houses on lease, but they never on rent, but they never buy a house, means majority of the people, right? And there's always one more thing. Let's take an example of two people who has same salary, right? So the person on your right is a person who is earning say same salary as a person on your left. So what does he do? He, whenever he gets a salary, he spends on new clothes, for his vehicles and other liabilities, expensive electronic gadgets. But the person on the left, whenever he earns a salary, he buys shares, he buys real estate which gives him a rental income, he buys government bonds. So whatever return he gets from his investment from shares, his rental income, and his government bonds, he spends that money on his needs and liabilities, right? So so the person on your right, his income is going into all those things which are liabilities, and the person on the left, all his income is going in creating his assets, because he will still be having his equity shares, he still be having his real estate, and he still will be having his government bonds. But the person on the right will be paying all the EMIs forever, right? So the person on the left is more liable to become rich, right? So a lot of people always think that by doing job and when their salary will increase, they will be becoming rich. But it's always vice versa. So when your salary increases, the spending and the choice of quality on liabilities also changes, right? You want an expensive car, you want a big house, and you want more expensive gadgets. Okay, so still that is the reason why still people remain remain in middle class category and they never become rich. So you need a basic major shift from your consumer and spender mentality to a investor mentality. So whenever you are earning 50,000, it really doesn't matter how much you earn, but it matters where you are spending, right? So whenever a person who is earning 50,000, 1 lakh or 2 lakh rupees needs to compromise a certain point of time earlier in his life to build his assets, and those assets will sooner or later will be giving returns which he can later spend on liabilities, right? So thank you for watching this video. This is a great book, Rich Dad Poor Dad. Please do read it whenever you find time. And if you have any queries about this video, please do contact us on investransresearch@gmail.com. And for such more videos, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, Investrance Research, and do like our Facebook page, Investrance Research. That was from Investrance Research, making investment decisions better. Hope you all become rich. Thank you.